Hello hockey fans and welcome back to another video. Every year, the Spengler Cup sees some of the best players go head to head at the oldest invitational hockey tournament in the world. Held in DAVO, Switzerland since 1923 and running from December 26th until New Year's Eve, the 6-day competition has finally returned following a 2-year hiatus, and it features half a dozen different teams, including 5 domestic clubs from across Europe, as well as a Canadian national team from overseas. Since the tournament is well underway at this point in time, and since so many NHL alumni are currently taking part, I figured we should highlight the most notable names amongst them and examine which former mainstays are currently competing for this year's trophy. So in today's video, allow me to take you through my list of the top 10 former NHLers who are competing in the 2022 Spengler Cup. Kicking things off at number 10, we have Joakim Nordstrom. The only Swedish player to be featured on this list, Joakim Nordstrom finds himself at the tournament as a member of the hometown team. A 3rd round pick in the 2010 draft by the Chicago Blackhawks, Nordstrom spent parts of 8 seasons in the show, split between 4 different teams, where he scored 32 goals and 75 points in 444 NHL games for his efforts. Not only that, the forward also got his hands on the greatest trophy in the sport, as he won the 2015 Stanley Cup as a member of the Blackhawks. There's certainly worse careers out there, that's for sure. After spending last season in Russia with KHL side CSKA Moscow, Nordstrom signed a 2-year contract with HC Davos on June 2nd, 2022. And though he is suiting up in Switzerland for the very first time, the Swedish forward has wasted little time adjusting to his new surroundings, as he has potted 7 goals and 21 points in his first 30 games of the year. Since the Spengler Cup is held in Davos every single year, and since he is currently contracted to the team, Nordstrom is representing Davos at the competition, where he has currently gone scoreless in a single game at the time of this recording. So, will Nordstrom lead Davos to victory and help them lift the trophy for the first time since 2011? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Next up at number 9, we have Desharnais. The first of many Canadian players in this video, Desharnais has returned to the Spengler Cup for the 3rd time in his career. An undrafted player during each of his years of eligibility, Desharnais would go on to play 524 NHL games over parts of 9 seasons split between 3 different teams, scoring 87 goals and 282 points during that span. After leaving the show behind in 2018, Desharnais would spend a lone year in Russia with Avangard Omsk before joining HC Fribourg Gotteron of the Swiss National League, where he has spent the last 4 years of his career and where he has potted 19 points in his first 29 games during the 22-23 season. Though he previously appeared at both the 2012 and the 2020 Spengler Cups, and though he has gone scoreless in his first 2 games of the current competition, Desharnais has left a far greater mark this year, as he has captained the Canadian roster throughout the competition. Wearing a C on your national team's jersey while playing at one of the oldest tournaments in the sport sounds like a pretty great achievement to me, folks. Moving on to number 8, we have Colton Sceviour. One of the more recent NHLers on this list, Colton Sceviour is eager to make an impact during his debut outing at the competition. A 4th round pick in 2007 by the Dallas Stars, Sceviour spent parts of 11 seasons in the NHL, where he scored 66 goals and 156 points in 535 games for his efforts. After playing the 21-22 season within the Edmonton Oilers organisation, and after splitting the year between the majors and the minors, the forward signed a 1-year contract with SC Bern on August 15th, 2022, where he has made a strong first impression with his new team, thanks to potting 11 goals and 23 points in 32 games so far this year. This week though, Sceviour has worn the maple leaf on his chest as a member of Team Canada, and though he has gone scoreless in his first 2 games of the competition, the 33-year-old is expected to play a vital role for his team, given his productive play with Bern over the last few months. I can think of worse ways to spend the holidays than a week in Switzerland, can't you? Now at number 7, we have Brett Connolly. One of the only players in this video to have lifted the Stanley Cup, Brett Connolly is taking his championship winning experience to the Spengler Cup. The 6th overall pick of the 2010 NHL draft by the Tampa Bay Lightning, Connolly played 536 NHL games over parts of 11 seasons split between 5 different teams, where he notched 101 goals and 195 points in the process. Not only that, Connolly would also get his name on the greatest trophy in the sport, as he lifted the 2018 Stanley Cup as a member of the Washington Capitals. Not bad, Connolly, not bad at all. After spending the 21-22 season within the Chicago Blackhawks organization, and after bouncing between the majors and the minors, the forward joined HC Lugano with a one-year contract on September 5th, 2022. And to say that he has gotten off to a good start would be quite the understatement, as he has scored 27 points in his first 27 games of the year. During the Spengler Cup though, Connolly is representing his national team as he has joined Team Canada for the duration of the tournament. Given his productive play since moving across the pond, and given that he has scored all 3 of Canada's goals at the time of this recording, I wouldn't be surprised if Connolly was one of the top scorers by the end of the competition. He's certainly gotten off to a great start, that's for sure. Next, at number 6, we have Vladimir Sobotka. The only Czech player on this list, Vladimir Sobotka is looking to take home the trophy during his first appearance in the tournament. A 4th round pick by the Boston Bruins in 2005, Sobotka spent parts of 11 seasons in the show, split between the Bruins, the St. Louis Blues and the Buffalo Sabres, notching 53 goals and 171 points in 548 games for his efforts. After spending the 2019-20 season with the Sabres, the forward would play a brief stint in Switzerland with the Rapperswil Jona Lakers before joining HC Sparta Prague of the Czech Extraliga, where he has played the last 3 seasons of his career and where he has potted 18 points in 28 games so far this year. Since Prague were invited to this year's competition, Sobotka is competing for the 2022 Spengler Cup, and though a Czech team hasn't won the trophy since 1982, Sobotka will do what he can to help his underdog side surpass expectations. And considering that they beat Team Canada on the first day of competition, if anyone can help Sparta remain in the hunt, Vladimir Sobotka can, you know. Halfway through this list now, at number 5, we have Chris Tierney. The only player in this video to still be contracted to an NHL organisation, Chris Tierney is making the most of his brief trip to Switzerland. A 2nd round pick in the 2012 draft by the San Jose Sharks, Tierney has spent 9 seasons in the league, split between the Sharks, the Ottawa Senators and the Florida Panthers, where he has scored 75 goals and 229 points at the time of this recording. After spending the recent 21-22 season with the Senators, the forward signed a 1-year contract with the Panthers on July 17, 2022, where he has split his time between the majors and the minors and has scored 3 points in 5 NHL games, as well as 16 points in 19 AHL games too. Though he is on a 2-way contract with the Panthers, and though he has spent most of the season down in the minors, Tierney has made the journey to Davos, as he is competing at the Spengler Cup as a member of Team Canada. Given that he is only 28 years old right now, and given that he has produced impressive numbers so far this year, Tierney may be one of the youngest members on Canada's roster, but he has plenty of experience under his belt. Now, at number 4, we have Riley Nash. Another entry who is currently playing in the AHL, Riley Nash is eager to make a strong first impression during his debut outing in Davos. The 21st overall pick of the 2007 draft by the Edmonton Oilers, Nash would play 627 NHL games over parts of 11 seasons with 6 different teams, scoring 63 goals and 176 points for his efforts. After playing for 4 different sides during the recent 21-22 season, Nash would retire from the NHL and continue his career down in the minors, as he signed with the AHL Charlotte Checkers on September 19th, 2022. From there, the alternate captain of the Checkers roster has started the current 22-23 season pretty strong, as he has potted 25 points in his first 27 games of the year. Despite being contracted to Charlotte until the end of next season, Nash has joined Team Canada at the Spengler Cup, where he has currently gone scoreless in his first 2 games, and he has served as an alternate captain of Canada's roster. Earning an A on your jersey while representing your national team is a pretty impressive achievement, especially given all the other notable players on Team Canada this year. Moving on to number 3, we have Tyler Ennis. The most productive NHLer on this list by a pretty sizable margin, Tyler Ennis has taken his high-scoring play to the Spengler Cup. The 26th overall pick of the 2008 NHL draft by the Buffalo Sabres, Ennis spent parts of 13 seasons in the show, split between 5 different teams, where he notched 144 goals and 346 points in 700 games during that span. After spending the 21-22 season with the Ottawa Senators, the forward signed a one-year contract with SC Bern on October 24th, 2022, where he has hit the ground running thanks to potting 6 goals and 17 points in his first 18 games of the season. Right now though, Ennis is competing for the Spengler Cup as a member of Team Canada. Though this is his debut outing at the tournament, and though he has gone scoreless in his first 2 games, Ennis's productive career in the show and his high-scoring start in Switzerland should help the 33-year-old and Team Canada remain in contention for the trophy. After all, the Canadians have won the Cup 4 times in the last 5 years. It would be pretty shocking if they didn't reach the final round at the very least, you know. Penultimately, at number 2, we have Cody Eakin. One of the most veteran NHLers in this video, Cody Eakin has brought his wealth of experience to the tournament for the very first time. A 3rd round pick by the Washington Capitals in 2009, Eakin suited up in 701 NHL games over parts of 11 seasons with 5 different teams, scoring 110 goals and 256 points for his efforts. After spending the recent 21-22 season with the Buffalo Sabres, the forward signed a one-year contract with the Langau Tigers on October 14th, 2022, and though he is playing across the pond for the very first time, the 31-year-old has made a strong impression in the Swiss League, as he has potted 5 goals and 12 points in his first 16 games of the year. Until the new year though, Eakin has joined Team Canada at the Spengler Cup. Given that he has spent most of his pro career in the best league in the world, and given that he has registered a single assist in his first 2 games, the 31-year-old has been a great addition to Canada's roster, and he has added another strong presence to a national side already overflowing with NHL veterans. After all, if players of Eakin's caliber are available, you'd be silly not to use them as Team Canada, right? And finally, at number 1, we have Daniel Winnick. The oldest player in this video, Daniel Winnick takes the top spot on this list thanks to his 3rd trip to the Spengler Cup. A 9th round pick by the Phoenix Coyotes all the way back in 2004, Winnick spent parts of 11 seasons in the NHL, where he scored 82 goals and 251 points in 798 games for his efforts. Having last played in the show during the 17-18 season, the forward would join Geneva Servette HC on October 6, 2018, where he has spent the last 5 seasons of his career and where he has cemented his reputation as one of the top scorers across the entire National League, as the alternate captain of the roster has potted 10 goals and 31 points in just 29 games so far this year. Now, while he has previously appeared in each of the last 2 Spengler Cup competitions, and while he has gone scoreless in his first 2 games of the tournament this year, Winnick has taken an elevated role this time around, as he has worn an A on his jersey as an alternate captain of Team Canada's roster. Add to that his high-scoring play in Switzerland for the last half a decade, and the 37-year-old shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Say what you want about his NHL career, but Daniel Winnick is aging like fine wine overseas. And on that note, I'm going to end today's video. Those were my top 10 former NHLers who are playing in the 2022 Spengler Cup. What do you guys think about my list? Are you surprised to see that some of these players are taking part in this year's tournament, or did I leave someone completely obvious out? Do let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But thank you very much for watching, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye! A big thank you to Bexy93, Burned Retinas, Drew Fawcett, Houston NG, Raquel, and Worthless Pieces for helping support this video via Patreon. If you too want to help support the channel a little bit further and get a shout out at the end of every future video, make sure you head over to patreon.com/oddmanrush and become a patron today.